football team and our program would basically come back to the top.
Oh, man. Good afternoon on a Monday. Oh, Roberto, do you feel it? Do you feel it? Hey, Michigan.
Second dick.
Oh, my. Oh, it just feels so good to see you hurt. Boy, do we have a lot of ground to cover today. Hey, I hope you guys had a fun time calling us little bro all week. Hey, do yourselves a favor.
Second dick.
Hey, douchman Howard. Oh, man. All right, let's get into it. Please hard fade. Because I can't get into the things I need to cover over that glorious. Just kidding, Michael. Yeah, please more. Oh. Oh, my. Okay, I'm serious this time. Let's power down. So I have three things I need to cover as I start here. If you're looking for Lions, we'll talk to you later, maybe tomorrow. I don't care what other people on this station are doing. This is what we're doing. So first and foremost, let me cover my fan base. And then we'll get into U of M fans who are pretty broken, and then Harbaugh. So for Michigan State, it's a really weird place because you look at the last 18 months, right? You look at nothing good had happened to our program since the night we played Bama. And this is a win that, I don't speak for all fans, clearly. Me, people I know, look, I needed this, okay? Those players needed it. Those coaches needed it. And I know that sounds crazy because it's just a regular season game. We don't know where this season is going. No, I don't believe we're a Big Ten championship team. You know the misgivings I have with the future of my program. Doesn't mean we can't win 8-9 ball games. But in the here and now, this is something that Spartan fans needed, those players needed, the coaches needed. Because we live in a world of clickbait. We live in a world of hype. We don't live in a world of results. And a guy like Thirdbaugh is allowed to go climb trees and do sleepovers and go see the Pope and get away with not winning anything. And he gets away with it because the media has no scruples. They have no shame. And all the while, listen, I don't view my coach as a deity. I don't view him as perfect. But I do view him as a better football coach than yours. Pretty clear at this point. Mark D'Antonio does more with less than anyone, including your $9 million guy. D'Antonio owns you. I mean, think about this. This isn't even some great MSU team. It's a daycare center. We came to town with kids and punched you in the face in your own house. This isn't like it's some great MSU team rolling in. Mark D'Antonio is a better football coach than Jim Harbaugh. I mean, it's just clear. And whatever misgivings I have about loyalty to assistants and the like, it doesn't take away his ability to get this team ready to dominate you. You do whatever you want to do. I've heard it all. You've blamed Rich Rod. You've blamed Hoke. I mean, what, are you going to blame your Messiah now? Michigan State has won 8 out of 10 in the rivalry, 4 out of 5 in your yard, and your Messiah, who's busy climbing trees and getting in tweet fights with bald radio hosts, is 0-2 in his own house against us. It's about time some people give D'Antonio more attention. Because the way Harbaugh is covered is ridiculous. 24-7 after 31 games. Sully, I know you sent me your little deal. Sully became a celebrity this weekend. 24-7 after 31 games, the exact same record Brady Hoke had. That's got to be a great feeling. Could have kept Hoke for half the money and lost the same amount of games. Look, I don't know where this will end. I don't know what's going to happen, but I will tell you this as we move on to the Michigan portion of things here. Today should be a bit of a reckoning for some of you. And I say some of you, partly because Sully swears all Michigan fans aren't the same, and partly because I know not all. But a vast majority of you better wake the F up. Today should be a little bit of a reckoning. And what I mean by that is it's time to start talking about your football coach as a football coach. Not a cartoon, not a sideshow, not a deity, but the flawed football coach, a human being, a man capable of making mistakes. And it's time for you to wake up a little bit. 1-4 against your rivals. You know you're going to take that L against OSU. That's 1-5. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't feel too great when you come to our place next year and we return all the goodies, including a quarterback who, as I've said to you all year, is infinitely better than anything you have on your roster. But wait, I hear the faint cry of Wolverine pounding his keys right now, talking about some 16-year-old kid I'm supposed to care about. Don't care. To me, this is the starting point right now. That honeymoon has got to be over. And that doesn't mean job security, because let's face it, you can't fire Harbaugh, ever. This is your last hope. This is it. And I've always told you that. The only downside to hiring the perfect coach is turning the page if it doesn't work out, because you have no outs. So get on a calendar that's realistic. You got until the end of next year to fix your program, or it's a failure. You got the rest of whatever this year's going to be, and I don't know what it's going to be. Last year at this time, we didn't see Penn State coming. And I don't think you're going to be able to do anything with that ridiculous offense of yours. But he's got the rest of this year and a big game against OSU, and next year, he better tie an extra belt loop on, tighten the pants, and get to work, because if you don't go to Indy next year and you take another L in East Lansing and you take another L to the Buckeyes, you're going to have a coach that's 1-7 versus his rivals that make John Cooper look good, and it'll be another year you're not in Indy. I don't want to hear about Brady Hoke. I don't want to hear about Rich Rodriguez. This is not UTEP. He was handed the keys to NFL players that were getting subpar coaching. He's been allowed to do whatever he wants to do in Ann Arbor with impunity. There are no rules. He does whatever he wants to do. And now you have opened up by losing to your rival, one who you spend a ton of time saying isn't a rival, more on that in a minute, and put yourself behind the 8 ball to do anything divisionally. This man makes $9 million a year. Your offense looked like something Sully ran in high school. That's unacceptable. I bitch about my offensive coordinator. There's a difference. He don't make $1 million. And I didn't hire him a passing buddy in Pep Hamilton for another $1 million. You're allowed to spend whatever you want, however you want to do it. There's no rules for this guy. That product's embarrassing. You are at home, double-digit favorite against a daycare center who a couple weeks ago at night messed themselves under the lights against Notre Dame. We punched you in the face again, and it feels amazing. Utterly amazing. 248-539-9797. Now, the other thing, too. I want to send a thank you out to Desmond Howard. I really do. I think Desmond is terrible at his job. I mean, there's just really no other way for me to put it. But, boy, he really did MSU a big favor. Because I don't know if you heard the audio, but I can tell you our players did. I can tell you for a fact that audio, that video, oh, these damn smartphones, they're the damnedest things. Because that went from the television right into our locker room. Our players had rabies by noon. So here's my thing. When you Michigan fans, not all of you, some of you, most of you, how badly do you want to cling to your narrative? If I told you your narrative is exactly what is killing you. You notice on the field how you don't quite match the intensity of Michigan State? How you don't quite feel it? the way the guys in green and white feel it? You know why that is? I'm going to tell you why it is. And I've always told you this. You guys think you're getting the last laugh with Lil Bro and the narrative and clinging on to things like attendance, brand, some title in 1925 and worshiping guys who've been dead for 50 years. You think you're winning with that? You're not. Because when that game kicks off, Mark D'Antonio does the best job of maybe any coach in America of embracing a rivalry, and his team comes out with purpose and with their hair on fire. So thank you to Desmond Howard. As if our players needed any more motivation. There was a mighty big group of texts that was being sent out. Oh, man. Here's the deal. Yeah, I'm trying to help you on a Monday. I am. I can't help the fact you got a $9 million coach who's told he's supposed to be a QB whisperer, $1 million offensive coordinator, and $1 million passing game buddy, and that's what you put out on the field. I can't help that. I also can't help the fact that your players can't match our guys' effort, can't match our guys' tenacity, because you have done this to yourself. You keep believing that you're better. You keep believing that somehow what you did before color television and before black people were allowed to play college football, you keep acting like that gives you a God-given right to somehow be better than now or somehow guarantees that tomorrow will be brighter than today. You keep doing that, and you keep doing it so openly and with such passion and with such delusion. And all you're doing is fueling the fire of that team 65 miles up the road that routinely now, 8 out of 10 years, punks your ass. So who's winning? The smartest thing you could do, you and your bought and paid for media and your bought and paid for talking heads with national outlets, the best thing you could do, and this advice is free. This advice is free. I'll invoice you for the next one. Best thing you could do, Roberto, hit those keys, would be to shut your mouth. That little bro stuff, you think you're sweet. You ain't winning. All you're doing is giving life to Michigan State by saying it. I mean, how dumb do you have to be? Somebody comes up to your house, breaks down your door, kicks you in your balls, right between both of them. 8 out of 10 years. But you keep talking like, oh, I could kick that guy's ass. I'm better than he is. Are you? As you're on the floor? Oh, you know when you get hit in the nuts and your stomach gets all, ooh, I think I'm going to puke, but I think my balls are going to explode. Oh, my God. That's been you 8 out of 10 years. And think how stupid you have to be to say it. Think about how stupid you got to be to go on national TV and talk about how jersey sales equate to rivalry. Mark D'Antonio owns you. 8 out of 10 years. If you ain't taking this game serious, well, I'll go ahead and say keep on keeping on. But my advice to you would be drop the narrative. Drop everything you've been told you are, because you're not it. What you are is no better or no worse than Tennessee. No better or no worse than Florida. Hey! Your teams that used to be sweet and have started recycling coaches. And now you've hired what you think is your Messiah. And it may work out. It may be all roses down the line. But right here and right now, underwhelming at best. Time to wake up a little bit now. I want to know, if Michigan fans, where you're at with this. Honeymoon is over, correct? We can start talking football again? I don't have to watch him handing shoes to the Pope. I don't have to watch him, bleeping with some coach at Ole Miss.
That is a great question.
Oh, the pants, the silks. You keep doing whatever you want to do about Ohio State, because newsflash, you can't beat them either. 8 out of 10. And if you didn't have a kicker in the game who probably should have been in jail, it might be 9 out of 10. Wake up. 248-539-9797. Let's get to the people. Next, 97.1.